Well, hey everybody, it's me, your favorite dad from Utah, who doesn't care what people think about him. That's not true, I do care what people think about me. I just don't care what everybody thinks about me. I'm pretty sure that not a lot of people are on right now. Well, there's a lot of people streaming right now, there's just not a lot of people that are watching yet. I'm waiting for my screen to pop up. Maybe that'll make a difference. Hey, there's me. Let's do this. Oh, content, live, on, save. I'm here, guys. I promise I'm here. All right. Nobody's watching yet. That's okay. Hey, Rodney. Yeah, it's been doing that. All right. I'm gonna do this. Let's get on here. Let's get on here. There's 6 people watching. Oh my gosh, it's gonna let me set a goal. Help me pick what the next channel gun will be. Full disclosure, some funds will go towards my dog Ash's surgery. It's tomorrow. Well, it will help me pay back the surgery. Let's do it. Let's do it. Alrighty. Share this. Copy link. What's up, Rodney? Still there? Good. Okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to ignore anybody. Just trying to spread the word. Mia? Are you leaving? Okay, I love you. Be safe, have fun. Alrighty. Let me see if it'll let me do this. We are live. Okay, I think that's going to work. Gavin, what's up, buddy? All right, we got 3 people. Brothers with Blickies is live. Cash Raptors is live. Guns R Us is live. The Handsome Liberal is live. Okay. We're going to go back to us. Let's do this. Zyro, what's going on, man? Okay. We're back. We're live. Let's see if we can get anybody in here. Let's try to spread the word. It's 7 o'clock here. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. It's 8 o'clock Central Time. Let's talk. Let's set. So I set. She let me set a super chat goal, which is really cool. I do that one time. I haven't seen you on the stream and being here. So did I just lose the stream? No. Okay. Good. Didn't lose the stream. All right, so to talk about today, I'm hoping at least some here that disagree. I love it when people disagree, in my opinion. Hop in. I want to talk about gun control. I want to talk about gun violence. I'm going to just sit down until somebody wants to come in and chat. I'm going to sit here. Sorry, I'm covering up the guns, but I want to have the conversations. Is it still super laggy? Is it still skipping and stuff? Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. I guess I can share it with some of the groups that I'm in. Like this. That way, if anybody wants to come in, they paste. She don't love you like I love you. Wait. Let's see if that does anything. Maybe. It might. It might not. I'll put it in here. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see if anybody hops in. We got 11 people here. Everyone. Not me. I did not win the chili contest. My chili was a little too spicy, I think, for people. Mine was number 2. Mine was the dark one that was people were talking about. There was one that was really spicy. That was the one that was mine. So, and that's okay. That's okay. There were a bunch of people that had no beans in their chili too, which is like, it's very Texas, which I love Texas, but that's not the way that the chili is supposed to be. Chili is supposed to have beans. Chili should have beans. A Ruger Mini 14. A Ruger Mini 14 isn't a bad idea, Rodney. So I've thought about a Mini 14. I've thought about a Garand. Exactly, J-Dog. It's just pasta sauce. Have I got any deer? I actually don't hunt game here in Utah. I find the process in Utah to be convoluted, and it's like a loot box in an Electronic Arts game. So I'm not a huge fan, or COD. I'm not a huge fan of the lottery system for hunting, which is what they do a lot of here in Utah. They do that lottery system. I can't sit. I have to pace. Too much ADD, too much autism. Gotta pace. So, ooh, maybe if I put my jacket on. It's probably not gonna fit very well. Dude, I'm gonna straight look like a FUD. Yeah. FUD time. Yeah, I'm a FUD. Being a FUD. FUDs are cool. FUDs suck. Anyways, you know that there's gonna be some dude that comes in here who's like, I don't know, he's gonna say something. Oh my gosh. Thank you, prepared father. You're also an amazing father, and you deserve credit for being an amazing father. I know how hard you work to provide and to protect your family as well. So let's get some W's for prepared father. What's going on, Carbine? Dude, I walk around in a circle when I'm on a phone call. If it's a long phone call, I'm walking around in a circle. I'm like this. I like walk back and forth and around. I'm doing all that. So thank you, prepared father. I appreciate it. That's awesome, Gavin. I lived in Illinois for a little while. I just didn't hunt when I was there. I was a missionary. So hunting was kind of out of the options. But no, I would, if I lived somewhere like Illinois or Ohio where I could do straight wall cartridge hunting, I would totally take like my 45-70 out, or I would build another like type of straight wall, like longer range cartridge. There's a couple of cool ones that are out there. Like a 450 Legend or 375. There's a 360 Legend, maybe something like that. So, Gavin, so when I was a missionary, I lived in Schaumburg, I lived in Belvedere, I lived in Bloomington. I lived up by the Six Flags. I don't even know if the Six Flags is there anymore. I lived by Northwestern University for a little while, and then I also lived like in the thick of it, in like freaking down like West Side Chicago. I lived on Sheridan. Sheridan in Michigan, actually. The crossroad. We lived in an apartment not too far from Sheridan in Michigan, and then I lived in like K-Town, like straight up K-Town. We connected to a car for a second. I get that, Rodney. I personally don't really like. I mean, there's parts of Illinois that I really enjoyed. Like Springfield. I loved being near Springfield. I loved being near Centerville. I lived where they filmed Groundhog's Day. I can't remember what that city's called off the top of my head. But like I was there for Groundhog's Day not when they filmed it, but like near. I lived in the town where they filmed it, and I was there on Groundhog's Day, and so they do like a huge thing, and they got these plaques on the roads and in front of the building that says like, Bill Murray stepped on a hole here, Bill Murray fell asleep here, Bill Murray bumped his head here. Like it's goofy. So that was fun. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Illinois politics. So There's a lot of people talking politics right now. No, I don't want to restart right now. So, anyways, so here we are. It's 7 o'clock. We have 6 people on here. I don't think, you know what I'm going to do? This is why I've been struggling to do live streams and to put out content, because of like right now. Nobody's getting notification. I have 11,000 subscribers and there's 6 people in here. Now I'm willing to, there's 5 people in here, now 4. I'm willing to accept that possibly like 2/3 of those are bots. I'm willing to accept that. Okay? But the fact that I know that there are at least 200 or 300 people that are active. They're constantly responding to me on different social medias, on here, on other things. The fact that there's that many people that I know are subscribed and that I know have their notifications turned on, and they're not even stopping in to say hi. Like, that's what's weird. I'm willing to bet that they're going to get a notification. What's up, Ammo? That they're going to get a notification in like an hour about the time we're going to be ending the live stream, unless it suddenly kicks up and really, really breaks off, or really kicks off and whatever. But yeah, that's what's going to end up happening, is they'll get notified in like an hour. And it pisses me off. Because YouTube, I think, I'm almost certain, because like I literally used to get. Is it back? Can you guys see me now? Boom. Okay. Now it's working. What's going on, Mason? We're back. Okay, so we got 9 people on here. Thank you for the 9 of you joining in, having the conversation. Shit, I really wanted people, like, I tried to put something that would draw attention, hopefully get into the algorithm, but apparently that's not going to work. See, now it says there's only 4 people in here. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's kicking people. I don't know if it's just refusing to notify people. But it's definitely hard to want to try. Touch my no-no square. Not gonna touch your no-no square. No, Ammo. Maybe it's because it's got ads. I mean, Ammo and I both, like, Ammo, I know where you're going. Yeah, we're washed up. We're washed up. We're into guns. We're not communists. What else? I'm not trans and I'm not gay. So what is that? I do not, but I can find a contact. Anyways, Focused is here. Focused is here. Okay. Yeah, maybe if I wore a dress and a lipstick, I could wear a bikini. I hear that works. And say that I'm a woman. I could just change the title of the video and say trans rights matter. And then yeah. And then I'm sure I'd get everybody in here and then they'd be like, hey, you want to talk about guns? They'd be like, I thought you said trans rights matters. And they do. You should be allowed to own guns. Whether or not anybody's going to sell it to you is a completely different story. You know. I don't know ammo. I know sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. I think it depends. Like for creators, I think we get like credits. Okay, Mason says yes. So, thank you. I don't even have my little dart gun in here. I don't even have my Nerf gun. So, but I've been trying not to do the Nerf gun because it, yeah. I don't need to get any more strikes on the channel. I just need, what I need another video to get like 3 million views. When that happened, that's why I had my phone on me, because if my wife texts. Sorry, I get lots of notifications and ooh, Bodyguard 2.0 is a good idea. Oh, ammo. Yeah, don't send me money. If you want to send me something, send me some reloaded ammo. Send me some of your reloaded ammo. That would actually be super fun. I would love to go do a video and shoot ammo that you reloaded, and like shoot it through the AR. And then through all 3 of the pistols. That would be super fun. In fact, it would be really funny if you sent me ammo from the ammo that I sent you. Ammo Alchemist sends Below Average Utah Dad ammo from bullets that Below Average Utah Dad sent to Ammo Alchemist so that he could make ammo to shooting competition. What's up, Ty? Oh shoot, that's no fun. You guys, I got like a super vaccine from the military like 3 months ago. So, what's up, Smoke? We're going live. We're trying to get. I want people to come in here so that we can like chat and have discourse. We've got 13 is huge right now. That's like the most I've seen in a really long time. So. Oh, just got back from church. That's awesome. My daughter actually just went to she went to Wednesday night youth. She went. It's just called Young Women's for her, but she went. So ammo, as long as it is in a box of some kind, you can send. Like I can order ammo to my house directly. If I ordered like a box of 22 long rifle, they would just send it. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. FedEx wouldn't let you send it? I don't know. That's a really good question. I'll have to ask Brady. I'll have to ask my buddy. J-Dog says delivered by Pogo Stick, which... Oh, you're supposed to have an FFL to send it. I don't know, because I think it's treated... Let me Google it. I'm going to Google it. Can I send ammo in the mail? Okay, so it says you can ship it through FedEx or UPS. You have to have it packaged properly, and you have to declare it as hazmat. Some states require an FFL, but UPS says that they'll ship it. So, and it said they've got like a whole thing on how to ship it via UPS. Yeah, Texas probably won't care. Gavin, I mean, I have a 37 millimeter already, but I get told like an RPG would be fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, an RPG would be fun. I just don't know. I think you have to have, because I think an RPG is an NFA item. I think you actually can own an RPG, and you can get like non-explosive rockets for it. I think you can get like flare rounds for it. But what's up, Russell? But I think it's like a suppressor or a short barrel rifle or a machine gun. I think you have to have paperwork for it, which I'm just not interested in doing. Even when the fee goes to 0 on January 1st, I don't know how interested I am in that. I still don't like the idea of my stuff being tracked. So it's just not something that I'm a fan of. I really wish we could get some trolls or somebody to come in here. I love it when, yeah, that's why I won't get one. I know that you can, in most states that are Pro 2A, you can legally make one, but I did go to drill, Gavin. I went to drill at the beginning of the month, and I have not been paid yet. But I know most states will allow you to make one and use it in your state, and then it's just kind of like you could use it to go hunting, you could use it for recreation, but like if you go to a range, they might require you to have federal paperwork, but like by state you're covered. Just federally you might not. Yeah, so in order to be federally covered, you need the stamp. The state doesn't require you to have a stamp, but the federal government does. Gavin, if you sent me $500 for Christmas, I don't know how your dad would feel, because that seems like a lot. But if you sent it, I would take it. Like, I'm not going to tell you, like, I don't think you should do that. But I'm also not going to turn a gift horse in the face. So, like, it would definitely go toward, like I said, any money, pretty much any money that I make after I get the, $500 would get me the bodyguard. Well, a lot, probably about 50% of what I make after I get the 1911, is going to go towards paying off my dog's surgery that he's getting tomorrow. So I know you guys haven't seen my dogs recently. It's because they have to stay upstairs because Ash, the black dog, he tore his ACL. Not a little tear, but it's like completely severed. It's gone. It doesn't exist. So no, I agree. That's honestly, I don't think that's what's frustrating is I don't think that this would even be a thing right now if Pam Bondi wasn't our AG. I'm not going to do that. That makes me sound desperate. I would normally be able to afford it, like no issues. It's just that it's Christmas, and also I've made poor decisions, and so I have more debt than I should have. What's going on, Aaron? Welcome. We're just chatting. I was hoping that we would get more people of opposing opinion come in here. I tried to write buzzwords that would, trigger people and have them come in and join our conversation. But nobody's done that. Sorry, stupid. On X, I get a lot of feedback on X. I get a lot of engagement. 100%. If wait. What did you say? Guns are bad. Okay, guns aren't bad. Actually, if you guys sit and type shit like that into the threads, I think it'll help out. No, that's why I did that short earlier today, where I was like, what good does gun control actually do? Why do we have gun control? And I appreciated like my regulars and the guys that I know and that popped in and answered what they did, but nobody's hopping on there and trying to have the discourse because the left doesn't want to talk about it anymore. The left just wants to yell and kind of like I did the other day, honestly, when I like totally crashed out and went off on that dude. Nobody wants to have conversations. They just want to yell at you, tell you why you're wrong, tell you why you're a bigot, and then leave, and then farm the engagement. But no, like 100% what happened in both Brown University and Bondi Beach would not have had like Brown University, not even security guards on the school. It is a zero tolerance for firearms at all. Security guards and allowed. The only people that are allowed to have firearms are law enforcement, and Brown University I don't think has a dedicated law enforcement for the school. They only have the city police, and city police are not permitted to have a permanent presence at the school. Like, it's crazy. I mean, trans people are human. I'm not going to deny that they're human. They're just very mentally ill. And then like the dude that stopped the other guys, everybody's like, oh yeah, a Muslim dude, because that's what Muslims do. And I was like, the dude who stopped the Muslim shooters in Australia was a Christian. He's been very open about it, and there's lots of people, like he owns a store, like there's a whole thing about it. He is a Christian dude that converted from Islam to Christianity and then got run out of his country, which is why he lived in Australia, and that was the other thing. J-Dog, so for Brown University, they haven't announced what kind of firearm it was. Which Brown University, I've got my, like, I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist dude, but I'm starting to wonder if the Brown University thing, like, starting to wonder how much of that is. Hey, what's going on? Tara's in here. Hi, Tara. It's very lean tonight. There's not a lot of people tonight. But the Brown University shooting, like, we don't have any good photography, any good video. Like, we had grainy video, but we had video of the dude that shot Charlie Kirk, like, within hours. And I mean, we're how many days? We're like almost 5 days into the Brown University, and we have like 2 videos that are 8 seconds long of a dude going. Just a random dude. They arrested the wrong guy before. Yeah. Oh, so ammo. The guys in Australia had they had straight pull bolts. So they just had, it wasn't even Mauser style, it was just straight pulls. So, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the guys in Australia didn't use an AR-15. They used straight pull bolt action rifles, and they had like 5 guns. And I think there were 2 dudes, and so the one dude was shooting and reloading, and they would go back and forth. So there was like 3 rifles and 2 shotguns. So yeah, Kylan, agreed. Yes, a gun other than an AR can be used in a mass shooting. So, Bray, I'll answer your question. So my favorite gun to shoot is my Mossberg. So my favorite gun to shoot is my Mossberg. My favorite gun that I own is my AK, just because it's just a really special gun. It's got a really cool story. But my favorite gun to shoot is my Mossberg. And the gun that I would keep, if I could only keep one in, a shit hit the fan emergency world situation, is the AR-15. Because it's the only one that makes sense. So Kylan, I've been following that. I don't know that that's been confirmed. I don't know that it's been confirmed that he is former IDF. I know there's been a lot of rumors about him being IDF. I do like the Anaconda. I do like the Anaconda because it's my first wheel gun, but I don't know that it's my favorite gun. But yeah, it would be interesting to see, because Australia's kind of piped down about what's going on in the prosecution, because I don't think both the dudes are dead. I think one of them died and one of them is in custody. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of Australia, and I don't know what's going to happen with Brown University. I am kind of starting to think like Ammo brings up Erica Kirk as IDF, like where people think that what happened to Charlie Kirk is a cover-up and there's all kinds of stuff, and maybe there's some truth to that, but what's going on with Brown University is definitely really freaking weird. I honestly, I liked Charlie Kirk, but I wasn't like a huge fanboy. I liked that he was a God-fearing man, a man of faith. I liked that he was a family man, and I liked that he was someone who, whether you agreed with his politics or even some of his views, he loved our country. So, Emma, are you serious? Um, do you not know what happened at Brown University? Oh, yeah, there was a shooting over the weekend at Brown University. Like, some dude walked into the school and shot a bunch of, engineering students. Yeah. I don't think that the Charlie Kirk dude, the guy that, I personally think the guy shot Charlie Kirk. And I think he's going to get the least harsh sentence that they can give him, because it's Utah. Later, J-Dog. Have fun, buddy. So, yeah, I think that they're going to give the guy that shot Charlie Kirk, I think he's going to get convicted, because there's not that many there's not that many holes in their story. There's holes that we perceive because we aren't on the investigative team, and so we've only seen what they've released. But I think that there's a lot going on there. So I did some research on 30-06. Like 30-06, so there's a couple things going on with the 30-06 story. So one, the shooter was shooting from about a 7-degree upward angle, and he had about a 4-degree yaw. So he was 4 degrees to the right of Charlie Kirk from his perspective. Charlie Kirk was on his left. He was right of Charlie Kirk. From Charlie Kirk's perspective, Charlie Kirk was right of him, and the shooter would have been over here. So, which doesn't seem like a lot, but we also know that the rifle was a remodel, at least what the rifle that we're shown. Now, whether or not this is accurate, that's where some of this information can get fuzzy. If the rifle is a 30-06, like they said it was, and if the rifle belonged to his grandfather, like supposedly the text messages say they were, and it is the remodeled version of a Mauser, like what is released. So Gavin, where that happened, what's going on, Jolly? Where that happened, there's a ledge. Okay, so he was on the 3rd story. So there's like there's 3 different roofs for that building. Tusk, I left and then I started a new one. So there's 3 different ledges, roofs, for the different stories of that building. I think it's called the Bossy building. He was on the very top one, so he's the furthest one back, which was about 150 yards. That particular ledge, the very top one, or that particular roof, has a short wall on it. So it had a wall that was about this tall. It's like a foot and a half off the ground. So he was using that as in the prone position. So he was hidden most of the way behind this little flat wall. So it would have actually been pretty tough to see him behind that. Now, some of the story people talk, like we know that he left a screwdriver. From what I can tell, the picture in the rifle, I know that a lot of those rifles that have been redone, it's like 2 screws. And if he didn't, like putting it together is one thing, taking it apart, that's a whole other thing. I don't have a lot of answers for taking it apart. But he could have also just put it in and held it clamped shut and shot it, because if the screws are in place, it doesn't have to be cinched for it to fire. And the way that those rifles sit inside of some of those frames, like they don't have to be completely cinched down. Not going to be as accurate. It's probably going to be more recoil. So yeah, there's a video of where everybody sees, like where he's running, and you can see him in the background. But and again, I'm not on the investigation team. I don't have all the answers to that. But from a ballistics perspective, the way he shot, where he shot, the way that if the rifle is as old as the dude says, and he was using the ammo, that if it belonged to his grandfather and it's as old as he says, and he's as old as he is, that puts his grandfather in like early 70s, maybe late 60s, early 70s. If he's a younger grandfather, if he's an older grandfather, then maybe mid 70s. So now we're talking about a rifle that that is older than 1950, that belonged to someone who was born in the 50s, that likely purchased it with like surplus 30-06 ammo. A lot of those older rifles can't shoot certain speed ammo because it's too hot, and so they have to use like surplus ammo. So he probably had surplus ammo, which would have made it steel core, or solid core, full metal jacket, which means it wouldn't have mushroomed and it wouldn't have franged out the way that a modern hunting rifle would have. So it would have kept its shape. If it kept its shape and it didn't become larger in size, it actually is less likely to punch through the spine, because when it gets bigger in size, it creates cavitation, it creates like the way that ammo science works. And the way that spines and muscle react when they're full of fluid and everything, like you've seen what happens when a bullet strikes a pool. Like after this much distance, that bullet stops going forward. Even with like a solid round. So there's a lot of things that that do make sense about 30-06 in this case. So, and when you include the fact that Charlie Kirk was a big dude, he was like 6'5". The human vertebrae are about that big around. At the widest, they're actually about 5 to 6 inches. Okay, so in the neck, they're a little bit smaller. They're about like this, but your neck vertebrae are actually, they're not thicker this way. They're thicker this way, and they're more dense than the vertebrae in your spine, and that's by design because of the way that our bodies move and turn and can take so much weight and are designed to like support the brain and the neck and keep it safe. The neck part of the spine is actually a lot stronger than other parts of the spine. So that goes into effect too. I mean, I think someone did the math once, and with the discs in the back, if they were completely full of fluid and it was a healthy spine, don't ask me how they know this, but there's a way to determine like what the type of force would be required to break those bones, and it's like 11,000 joules. It's crazy. No, that's the point, Kylan, is that a frangible round, because when it hits fluids or when it hits soft tissue, it gets bigger, so it's more likely to create like okay, think about like okay. Think about something like this. Okay? Something like this. Now I know this isn't an exact representation. All right? And I get it. But if I had something like this and I had, you know, and it's just hanging like this. Obviously a 30-06 round is going to go through this. But the way that objects like this that are flexible, the way that they can move and they can affect things, if I try to cut this with a knife and it's like this, it's less likely to be cut because it can brush, it can move, it can adjust the way that that knife hits it. If I hold it like this, even if it's loose, if I hold it like this, there's going to be enough pressure that it's going to allow the teeth in the knife to tear. So like the human spine, unlike other bones, because I know there's some dudes that shot at human bones, or not human bones, but like cow femurs and stuff. Well, those are rigid. But a human spine or other spines, if they're shot, and if the person's standing like this and it's shot from an angle and it hits this way, which is not directly on, but it hits this way where there's more curvature to the spine and everything, it's more likely with a solid round, it's not going to punch through, but rather it's going to curve with it, with the spine. I'm using my cup. So, they've actually done some ballistic testing, and so when they did ballistic testing on different types of materials and ballistic dummies and neck braces, or neck kits is what it's called, or when they've done things like taken a cow tail or a cow spine and wrapped it in additional meat and then saran wrap. And hey, you're good, Gavin. Go get some rest. So yeah, they've done testing on this ballistically with the Army and the FBI, and the Secret Service. The government's done a lot of testing on, and granted, it's coming from the government, so take it for what it's worth. But I know that ammo companies have done testing on their own too, to kind of do different things, and that's where things get crazy, is when you combine fluid and muscle. Because think about it, the neck has several major veins and arteries that are full of fluid, and like not just regular fluid, not like water, but like non-Newtonian liquids. Later, Gavin. So there's a lot of things. Well, I mean, Candy, the one that I talk about, how the guy that I reference is Chuck Ritter. Chuck Ritter was a dude in the Army who got shot like 4 times with 7.62 by 54R, which is like the Soviet version of 30-06. It's not that different in terms of, hey, Ammo Alchemist is back. It's not that different in terms of ballistics. It's very similar, especially if you're under like 300 yards. And he was shot from like 40 meters. And he had one round go through and through, and the other rounds stay lodged in his body. So, now granted, he wasn't shot in the neck. He was shot in different parts of the body. But I agree. I know people that have done... I know people that have gone hunting. Like, I shot a caribou with .338 at 400 yards. Now, that's way longer than what Charlie Kirk was shot at, but it's also .338. My .338 makes 30-06 look like a joke. And my caribou didn't have an exit wound. At least not one that we could find, and we cleaned it. Yeah. Did I give the caribou mouth to mouth? No. No, he was up a hill across a river. So, no. And actually, after I shot him, it was one of those times where, like, after I shot him, I realized that I probably shouldn't have taken the shot. It was like our last day, and it was the only caribou that we saw, and I was like, I kind of hope that it rolls down the hill and into the river and just floats downriver. I really kind of hope that, because now I'm going to have to wade across this river. Like, I'm going to have to walk a mile upstream to wade across where it's shallow enough for me to wade, walk back, climb up this hill, clean it with all the bags, and bring everything down. Like, it was a pain in the ass. So... alrighty. Let me check something. Alright, guys. I hate to jet out on you. I was live earlier today for about an hour. I've been live for about an hour now. You got a Taurus. What kind of Taurus did you get? Did you get a Raging Bull? Later, Jolly. Nice. The 620 is nice. So... dude, Taurus revolvers are solid. Yeah, Ammo, you should go live and entertain everybody. But I'm going to go to the bathroom. I got to go live, and then, or I'm going to end the live, and then I still got to go do a push-up video. I'll do that down here, and I'm going to go be a dad. So, thank you guys for tuning in again. Thanks everybody for supporting. Thank you, Prepared Father, for donating $5 to the channel. Appreciate that. That will go towards Ashy Poo, and feel free to continue to have whatever conversations you want. You guys know that I'm on X, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. You can absolutely come and chat. We can have all kinds of conspiracy talks that you want. Speaking of which, my buddy and I, we're going to actually try to replicate the 30-06 thing. We're going to go buy an oxtail, and we're going to wrap it in some pork shoulder, and then we're going to set it up, and we're going to try to see if we can replicate what's being claimed. Just because nobody else has done it that way. So I don't know if we're going to do that, but we're thinking about it and trying to figure out the logistics. So anyways, friends, love you guys. Have a great night. Please go share the channel. Go check out the other social medias, especially if you want to see the not PG-13 version of me. Go check me out on X, because that's definitely, that version of me exists on X. So there you guys. Love you.